Hi dear students, good morning. This is yours Alam Sai Krishna. Welcome to our school YouTube channel. Today we have to discuss that one more new chapter, motion. Yes, what is meant by the motion? What is the difference between the rest position and the motion? Yes, the chapter is motion. The title is what is the difference between the rest and motion. Here in the figures you have to observe is she sat on the floor, is sleeping. She sat on the sofa set, is running, is bicycling. That's mean who are in motion, who are in rest position. One, two, three. These three persons are in the rest position. These two persons are in the motion. Yes, by observing of these figures, we can tell these two are in motion. These three are in the rest position. How we can define this? Which is in rest, which is in motion? Suppose just you have to see it is in a time recorder. Here the time is moving 1 minute 17 seconds 18 19 20. Continuously the time is changing, but there is no change in the position of these objects. By the time there is no change in the position of the object at the time, that we have to consider as a rest position. Suppose by the time always will changing. By the time the position of the object also changing. If the object change its position by the time, that we have to consider as a it is in the motion. It is in the rest position, it is in the motion. By the time they are not changing the position, by the time is these are changing them position. That's why these are in the motion, these are in the rest position. Is in the 7th class we already discussed the different types of the motions. Is in this chapter some more new concepts of the motion we have to discuss. The next concept is distance. Is what is meant by the distance, what is meant by the displacement. Yes, here just we have to see this is the point to A, this is in a point B. One object started from moving from point A to point B. It's reached point A to point B. What is its distance? Actually, how we can define the distance? The length in between of the initial point and final point. This is the initial point and this is the final point. The length in between initial point and final point, that we have to know as a distance only. Yes, we started our journey from point A and we stopped our journey at point B. That's mean what is the length is there in between of this point A and point B, that we have to know as a distance. Here the actual distance is here in between point A and point B is 7 centimeters. Yes, we can't take that in another way. Always we have to consider the length in between point A and point B, that we have to know as a what distance in between of the point A and point B. Here in the diagram, yes, the blue car is moving A to B. Way to where? First A to B. Yes, next to B to C, next to C to D, next to D to E, next to E to F. This traveled car distance is from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F. This is the travel distance by this car. Is what is that? Travel distance by this car. Is what I told, the length in between initial point and final point, that we have to know as a what? Distance only. It is a scalar quantity. Which quantity? Scalar quantity. Is distance is a scalar quantity. Is because of the scalar quantity only depends on magnitude, only depends on magnitude. It does not depend on direction, does not depend on direction. Only it should be depends on only one factor. The factor is known as a magnitude. Which factor should be depends on only on magnitude? That we have to known as a what? Scalar. If it will depend on magnitude and direction, both factors also, magnitude and direction, that we have to know as a vector quantity. Which quantity? Vector quantity. If it will depend on magnitude and direction, that we have to consider as a vector quantity. If it will depend on only magnitude, that we have to know as a scalar quantity only. What is that? Scalar quantity. That's why distance always scalar quantity only. Next concept is displacement. What is that? Displacement only. Here in the figure we have to see this car is moving, the brown color car is moving directly from point A to point F only. There is no chance to come in the A to B, C to D, like that. There is no chance to come in this way. Only the car is moving from point A to point F. That's mean the length, shortest distance in between initial point and final point. What I am telling? Shortest distance in between initial point and final point, A and F. This is an initial point, this is a final point. Shortest distance in between initial point and final point is known as a what? Displacement. Yes, once more I am repeating that. Distance and displacement. Length in between initial point and final point known as a distance, but shortest distance in between initial point and final point is known as a displacement. Here distance is scalar quantity, displacement is vector quantity, because of it should be depends on magnitude and direction. Yes, it should be depends on both factors. What is that? Magnitude factor and displacement factor. That's why we have to consider as a this displacement as a vector quantity. A shortest distance only we have to consider. Suppose here one spherical shape is there. Suppose spherical shape is here. One object started its motion from this point A. Just you have to consider here to, as usual, it is moving in this way only. Yes, again it reached to same point A only. At the time, what is its displacement? Its displacement is 0. What is that? Its displacement is 0 because of there is no shortest distance in between initial point and final point. The initial point is that only, final point also that only. That's why the displacement is 0. Yes, displacement is 0. Suppose that it started from here point A only, again reach to point this A only. Yes, same initial point and final point. What is its distance? Distance will be having, yes. Why? Because of distance. Suppose here to here 100 meters mean the distance is 100 meters. Distance is 100 meters, but displacement is 0 because of distance mean the length in between initial point and final point. Now that's why distance is there. Displacement mean there is no shortest distance in between initial point and final point. Same point only initial point, same point only final point. That's why displacement is here 0. Distance is 100 meters. one more example. In this figure you have to see, yes, the one car is started from the starting point and it is moving in this way, yes, like this, it's moved and stopped here. Yes, here one person moving in this way in the straight path. Yes, it is in a shortest distance of this is initial point and final point. Shortest distance in between initial point and final point. That's way this we have to known as a what displacement. If the car is moving in this way, this we have to known as a what distance. Is always distance is more than displacement. Yes, some conditions are we have to discuss here. Is one possibility, distance is more than displacement. This is the best example here. Displacement is less, distance is more. Okay, one point. Next, second point is sometimes distance and displacement both also will become as a same. How it is possible? Suppose here only this is a starting point and this is an ending point. There is no other way, straight path only. If we take only straight path only, there is no other paths we have to take. Is only straight path only there. In the straight path at the time, this is an initial point, final point. There is no other shortcut ways only there. At the time, distance and displacement both also same. Is initial point, final point. There is no other any ways. That means in the straight path always distance, displacement both also same. Distance will be same and displacement also will be same. In the first case I told that what is that? Distance is greater than displacement. Always distance will be more than displacement. Next one here, distance and displacement both also same. When the distance and displacement both also same, when we take the straight path, at the time distance and displacement both also will be same. Is there any chance to have displacement is more than distance? There is no chance to exist the displacement is more than the distance only. Always distance only more than displacement. Sometimes in the straight path only, at the time distance and displacement both also will be the same. In the next class we have to discuss that speed, velocity, acceleration, types of acceleration, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, as some more other concepts also we have to discuss in the next class. Thank you so much.